Once upon a time, there was a woodcutter and his wife who lived in a large forest. They only had a 3-year-old daughter. They are very poor, so poor that they Don and number 39 T even have bread to eat every day, and they Don and number 39 T know how to feed their children. One morning, the woodcutter went into the forest to cut wood. While cutting down trees, he suddenly saw a beautiful fat woman standing in front of him. The woman was wearing a crown with sparkling stars. She said, "I am Virgin Mary, Mother of Jesus. You are poor and needy. Give me your child and I will take care of it like a mother and child." The woodcutter obeyed and gave the child to Virgin Mary to take with her to heaven. The baby up there was very happy, eating biscuits, drinking milk, having clothes embroidered with shiny pure gold thread, and playing with the angels. When the child had just turned 14 years old, Virgin Mary called him and said, "Dear child, I have to go far. Now I give you the keys to the 13 doors in this heavenly world. You are only allowed to open 12 doors to see the wonderful things. But the 13th door, this small key, forbids you to open it. Don and number 39 T open it and you and number 39 LL be in danger." The girl promised to obey the instructions. After Virgin Mary left, every day she opened a room door to go in and see. Sitting in the room was a disciple with a bright halo radiating around. She and the angels who went to see were very happy. Glad to see 12 splendidly decorated rooms. Curiosity motivated the girl. She said, "I Don and number 39 T intend to open the 13th door to go inside and look, but I want to open it a little so we can take a look." The angels warned, "Don and number 39 T say anything. That and number 39 SA sin against Virgin Mary, Don and number 39 T do it." The girl remained silent, but her curiosity made her restless. When the angels were gone, she had the thought, "Now I and number 39 am alone. No one would know if I peeked in." She searched and took the key, put it in the lock and turned. The door opened wide. She saw God sitting in the midst of a fiery halo. She stood dumbfounded and looked at it. Curious, she reached in and out of the moat with her finger. Light, her fingers were immediately as golden as plated gold. Terrified, she slammed the door shut and ran away. That panic made her heart keep pounding. Even so, no matter how much you scrub and scrub, the yellow color on your fingers still won and number 39 T go away. Not long after, Virgin Mary returned and called her to hand over the keys. She looked straight at the girl and number 39's face and asked, "Did you open the 13th door?" "No." Virgin Mary put her hand on the girl and number 39's chest and saw her heart beating rapidly. She immediately knew that she had disobeyed and opened the door on her own. Lady Mary asked again, "Are you sure you didn't and #39 T open the door?" Once again the girl said, "No, sir." Looking at the girl and number 39's golden finger, Virgin Mary immediately knew that she had reached out to touch the aura. He knew right away that the girl had made a mistake, but he still asked again a third time, "Did you open that door?" This third time, the girl still replied, "Number." At that time, Virgin Mary said, "You Don and number 39 T listen to me. You still lie. You Don and number 39 T deserve to be in the heavenly world anymore." Suddenly the girl fell asleep, and when she woke up, she found herself lying in the deep forest. She wanted to open her mouth to scream, but could N&39 T say anything. She jumped up and tried to run away from here. But no matter which direction she ran, she was stuck by thorn bushes, and she could N&39 T get out of that place. In the middle of this desolate place, there was an old tree. That and number 39's right, the hollow tree stump could be a good place to hide, she thought, and tried to crawl to the tree stump when darkness fell. She slept soundly in the hollow of a tree without fear of storms or rain. But life here is so hard. Looking at the sky, where the angels are playing, she suddenly burst into tears. Her food is only roots, tubers and wild berries. When autumn comes, she tries to collect chestnuts and leaves, then bring them back to her cave in the tree. Her food in the winter is the chestnuts she collects. When it snowed and it was cold, she huddled in a pile of leaves to avoid the cold like other miserable wild animals. Then her clothes were torn to pieces. When the bright summer sunlight shone down, she set out to bask in the sun, her hair draped over her body like a coat. She lived in desolation, misery and deprivation year after year. That time, when spring came, trees sprouted green shoots all over the forest. The king went hunting deer. The deer ran right into the bushes, got off his horse and used his sword to slash the thorn bushes to open the way. When he arrived, the king saw a stunningly beautiful girl sitting under a tree, her blonde hair flowing all over her body to her feet. The king was surprised by that scene, stood watching, then asked, "Who are you? But why sit in such a deserted place?" She could N&39 T move her lips to answer. The king asked again, "Will you come with me to the palace?" She nodded slightly in agreement. The king picked her up, put her on the horse, and took her home. Returning to the palace, the king gave her many beautiful clothes and all kinds of jewelry. Although she was silent, she was so beautiful and cute that the king loved her very much, and then the wedding was held. The following year, the queen gave birth to a prince. That very night, when the queen was lying alone in bed, Virgin Mary appeared and said, "If you tell the truth and confess that it was you who opened the forbidden door, I will open your mouth and give me back my old voice. If you continue to be stubborn in your sins, I will take this new baby with you." The queen just mumbled and said, "I did not open the forbidden door." Virgin Mary carried the child away. The next morning, no one saw the newborn child. Everyone whispered, "The queen ate people and apparently ate her own child." The queen clearly heard the rumors of the world but could not open her mouth to explain herself. The king loved his queen very much, so he did not believe those rumors. The following year, the queen gave birth to a son. That same night, Virgin Mary appeared again and said, "If you confess that it was you who opened the forbidden door, I will return you and free your tongue. If you continue to be stubborn in your sins, I will take this newborn child with you." The queen mumbled again and said, "No, I did not open the forbidden door." Virgin Mary picked up the child and carried him to heaven. Early the next morning, when the child had disappeared, everyone spread rumors that the queen had swallowed her child. The entire court resolved to immediately execute the queen. The king loved his queen, so he ordered that no one in the court would mention that matter again. The following year, the queen gave birth to a daughter. For the third time, Virgin Mary appeared again. in the dead of night and said, "Follow me." She took the queen and number 39's hand and led her to heaven, and showed her 2 sons playing by the ball. The queen was very happy. Then Virgin Mary said, "Is your heart at peace now? If you confess that you opened the forbidden door, I will give back my 2 old sons." The 3rd time the queen said, "No, I did not open the forbidden door." The lady left the queen alone on earth and kept her newborn daughter. Early the next morning, when everyone heard the news, they shouted in unison, "The queen is a cannibal, so she must be put on trial." The king didn't and #39 know what to say anymore. The queen and number 39's trial opened, and because she could not open her mouth to explain herself, the queen was sentenced to death and cremation. The fire began to burn. The queen was tied tightly to the post. When the fire gradually spread around, the queen then regretted and thought, only before she died did she admit that she had opened the forbidden door. Suddenly the queen said loudly, "Lady Mary, it was I who opened the forbidden door." It suddenly rained heavily and extinguished the fire. Then the Virgin Mary with 2 little boys holding the little girl in her arms appeared right above the queen and number 39's head. The lady happily said, "Whoever regrets his mistakes and confesses them will be forgiven." The lady gave the queen her 3 children, gave her back her voice, and blessed her. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.